Hello students, today I am again with you all. Today is my third class on functions. Today we will be learning return type. We will be returning values in functions. My today's program is 1 factorial, 3 factorial plus 5 factorial and factorial. I hope all of you know what is factorial. But today we will not be using void functions. Today we will be using functions which will be returning values. So I am starting. Suppose the name of the class is sub. Void main int n, this is my input. Int I will be used for loop. T will hold the factorial and S will hold the sum. For I equals to 1, I is less than equal to n, I equals to I plus 2. I am calling a method. Previously we were calling the method like prime I, perfect I, table I. In those functions no variable was catching because the variables were not returning any values. They were simply void. But now according to this line, fact will return some value that is stored in t. Now I am doing the sum. So the main part is done. Now we will be writing the factorial function. Due to space problem I am doing it here. Int fact. The major changes which you can see is that previously everything was void and all printing was done here, but now the return type is changed to int. This means this fact will return a value and that will be an integer. I hope everyone is acquainted with factorial. That's done. Now once again I am explaining what I am doing. Started a loop from 1 till n in steps of 2. This line is new for you all. This line t equals to fact I. We have used this type of function. We all have used math.pow x comma I. We have used those functions, but those functions were inbuilt. Inbuilt means they were present in the library. But here fact is not inbuilt. I am defining fact. What is the difference between previous programs and now? Previous programs were not returning any value. This program is returning a value. A function can maximum return one value. Return any number of value, but any one will be executed. So int fact int x gives you factorial of any number. This function is called here. When I is 1, fact 1 you will get factorial of 1, that is we are doing the sum in s. Again when I will be 2, again the function will be invoked, you will get factorial of not 2, 3. So t will hold first factorial of 1, then factorial of 3, then factorial of 5, like this it will continue. I hope this is clear. You will copy it down. Till then I'll make my pen ready and I will be on with another program. You all just copy. Now I hope this is done. Now I'll be doing some another program. That function also we will be returning some values. So I'm running this. No need to read like this. No need to run this. Remove this sum. I will have the same class, but this time we will add prime numbers. We will have sum of prime numbers till sum of prime numbers till n. This program I will do using two ways. In one it will return an int value, and in one it will return a boolean value. Now suppose I have a method called factors, and here you make it plus 1. This loop will run from 1 till n. Our target is to print sum of prime numbers from 1 till n. So these factors, what I have assumed that these factors will give me number of factors of any number. So if t is 2, it means that I is prime. If I is prime, we are adding it and finally printing. Now this factors, I am going to define it here. Int factors is a function which will give you number of factors. It will not print. It will return you number of factors of any number x. I hope this part is clear. A simple loop till x. Now if x mod I equals to 0, I'm counting number of factors and returning c. What is this factors giving? This factors is giving me number of factors of any number. How I am using it? I'm starting a loop from 1 till n, calling the method t equals to factors I, getting the number of factors in t, checking if t is 2, I'm adding it in s. This loop will end and finally I will have the sum. I hope the concepts are clear. Again, I will be doing the same program using another method which will be returning a boolean value. A method can return any value, all the primitive data type, even non-primitive data type also it can return. So the next program, my next program will be same program, but the return type will be boolean. So again I am running, I am doing some changes. You just check what changes I am doing. Here I will use a variable boolean t, not integer. I am using here is prime I. Now previous method factors was also returning something. Previous method factors for returning number of factors. This method will return true or false. If my I is prime, t will have either true or false. So my checking will also change. Just a minute. So my checking will also change. I will now check whether t is true or not. Since t is a boolean type variable, if t equals to true, or you can also check like this, if t, or you can check if is prime I. All methods are accepted. So if t equals to true, we are adding and printing. So till here no changes, just changes where? Here name of the function, and then checking because each prime is returning either true or false, right? Now the major change we will have here. First of all, the return type will change. The return type will be boolean. Return type will be boolean, and the name of the function is prime. You can give any name, but since in Java we have method is character, is digit, therefore I am also following that protocol. I have written is prime. Whole thing will be same. We will be counting number of factors, and then at the end I will just check if c equals to 2, return true, else return false. So in what is the difference between both the programs? In one program I am returning a value, number of factors. In one program I am returning a status true or false. When you are ever you are returning either true or false, means it tells you something, whether a certain thing is true or false, whether a number is prime or not, whether a number is perfect or not, palindrome or not, depends upon for what purpose you are using. So today we have done 3 programs. You will try to go through this nicely, understand, then, and afterwards you can try some programs. I am giving it on the board. You try these programs, and then if needed you can message in my YouTube channel. Number 1, x square by 3 factorial, x cube by 4 factorial, xn by n plus 1 factorial. Number 2, you can have Krishnamurti number. Krishnamurti number, 145. It is 1 factorial, 4 factorial, 5 factorial. Many other programs are there, but just I have given you 2. You can practice some more what you have done in nested loop using functions. Okay, till then, goodbye. Again, meet you in next class. Bye bye.